Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. It has been a hot minute. It has been a crazy August for me. And I thought I really want to sit down and film a video. So here we are. We're going to talk about money today. I thought this is a great topic. Everybody's got money on their mind and their mind on their money. So let's have a little peek at the energy around it. So this is obviously a message for you. If you come across this video, this message is for you. But also, if you would like to do this reading for yourself, feel free. There is an educational element here in all of my videos. So if you are a baby tarot reader, pay attention. You might learn something. And if you're not, and you're just here for the messages, these are for you. And we're going to have a look at relationship with money, limiting beliefs, how you can attract more money, and what you need to learn about these sorts of things. So we're going to have a little peeky peek. We're going to pull 4 cards and see what comes out today. So there we go. Oh, and if you have been asking about my father-in-law, I thank you so much. So many people have. So in case I've missed anybody's messages or comments asking about him, thank you so much. He's still in the hospital. He's okay. He's totally fine. He just is weak. And because what the physiotherapist had said that if you lie in bed for 3 days, you will need 3 weeks of physiotherapy to recover. So that's sort of where he's at. He was in such rough shape when he got taken to the hospital that he was in bed for a few days and he's lost a lot. He's almost 90. Okay. It doesn't take much to take out a 90-year-old. And, so he's getting physiotherapy. They're going to keep him in a rehab unit for a couple of weeks, I think. In the meantime, they're going to get things in place so that he can go home and live by himself, which is what he likes. He doesn't like people so much. So he's very happy at home with his kitchen and his books and his TV and his garden. That's really, he does puzzles and everything as well. So he just wants to go home. So this is the plan, is like work hard, do all the things they tell you to do, and then we'll be able to bring you home, and then they'll put supports in place. So that, I know that has nothing to do with any of this, but I know people have been asking me, and I'm worried that I've maybe missed somebody. So I just wanted to put a blanket message out there. And I so appreciate everybody asking how he's doing, and people who are asking how I'm doing. I'm great. I'm fine. Thank you. This is my husband's father. He's in good hands. I'll probably go see him tomorrow. My father-in-law and I are not like super close, but that's okay. And I'll probably go see him tomorrow and take him some treats and stuff. But I got it. He kind of just, he just kind of wants to be left alone. So I'll do that. I'll respect that. So anyway, first card here. What is your current energy with money? It is an evolving situation. Oh, that's a great card, because money is always evolving. It's always ebb and flow, right? It's always coming. It's always going. There's definitely an improvement with this. So I feel like throughout this year, people are really learning a lot about personal finances, how to be able to spend less money on things, how to be able to capitalize on tax laws. How about that? And I think it just also depends on where you live in the world. I feel like in America things are improving, but in Canada, our government has doubled down on ruining Canada. So we are basically an island adrift. We are untethered. We have no relationships really with any other countries. So Canadians are, this is time to start really learning about money, figure out how to make more money. You're not going to make more money working for other people. So you definitely want to start thinking about, what can I do in my community that would make more money? Even my son is already like, you know what? I think I got my next business idea, and he's got a couple businesses. So definitely start looking around how you make money, how you become successful. And this is great for anybody. This is not a spiritual message. You see where there's a need and you fill it. So, for example, I live in a community that has a lot of old people. I think the average age in the town I live in is 55. So, we are an old community, and there's a lot of old people who can't drive anymore and can't do the things they used to do. So if you're, look around and say, well, what do these old people need where they can age in place and they can stay in their homes? And what services can I offer that will make me money, but also help them stay home? That's the kind of thing you want to look for. If you live in a place where everybody has dogs, but they all have to go back to the office, guess what? There's your dog walking business. There's your doggy daycare business right there. So there's all kinds of things. I remember reading about a woman who got laid off from her corporate job on a Friday, and on Monday morning she showed up with her minivan and order forms, and she started a business that day she would collect up everybody's grocery store orders and errands and everything else. Everybody would fill in the form, give it to her, and by the end of the day, she was sat there in the parking garage of this corporate office with her van, and everybody came to pick up their orders and pay her. So, and that was her business, and it took off, and then she started doing it. So see what I mean? Like, fill a need, right? That was nothing from Spirit. That's just business 101. That was just things I've learned from business people over the years. So there you have it. If you are thinking, how am I going to make more money? That's it. Like, I saw a guy who was like, I just do airport runs. I just drive people to the airport, and I could be doing it every single day if I wanted, and be making, a few $100s every single day driving people back and forth from the airport. So just stuff like that. There's lots of things to look into. Go onto ChatGPT and say, give me 100 business ideas I can start up with no money and no skills, and see what comes up for you. See what comes up. But back to this card. You want to, there's definitely sometimes a power struggle here as we force and force and force. Sometimes we just have to let things flow. And that's a great reminder from this card. And you got to let go of the reins. You've got to take the blinders off. Don't be so committed to the plan that you thought you had that you're ignoring other opportunities. Like, take the blinders off and look around. And this is what I'm saying is, maybe you thought you'd be a dentist, but there's no work for dentists, but there might be a lot of work for dog walkers. So that kind of thing is what this card wants us to do, is look around at the other opportunities. When we look at it, it's a wheel. It's going around and around and around. So just keep looking around you. Do a 360 circle of your life and your community and your neighborhood and the people around you, and see, where are there needs that can be filled where I could make more money. And so this is when we're talking about what is your current relationship, it's evolving. There's things spinning around you. You just need to grab onto them and get them. And, like I said, don't be so committed to one path that you're ignoring really great opportunities that could be coming to you. And they will reveal themselves if you open your eyes and look around and ask questions and throw things out there. Just say to the universe, I need some business ideas, and see what comes up. You never know. Somebody might call you and say, hey, do you think you could drive me to the hospital? I have an appointment. And there's your business idea, driving people back and forth to the hospital. So there's all kinds of little things going on. This is not a static situation. This is a situation that moves and evolves all the time, depending on what's going on, internal influences and external influences. So there you go. There's your business advice and tarot reading all in one go. So there you have it. There's no timing connected to this card. So now, go now. Do it now. Okay, now is the time. Strike while the iron is hot. So our next question is, what limiting beliefs or attitudes can I release in order to manifest more money? Well, isn't that interesting? That's a really interesting card to come out here. So really what so I would say the limiting belief is that you have to completely change yourself and transform yourself and become this whole new person in order to become worthy of the life you desire. And generally, when we talk about the life we desire, that takes money. That requires some money coming in, and a certain amount of abundance and financial benefit coming into our life so that we can have the life we desire. Even something as simple as living off the grid, in a little homesteading situation, it does require some money, right? Like, you have to be able to buy things in order to keep that going and be able to keep feeding everything that you have going on in that life. You know, if you want to grow flowers to sell on the roadside, well, then maybe you have to buy the seeds for that. Do you see what I'm saying? So you don't need to have a complete overhaul of yourself. You don't need to have a spiritual death in order to be reborn into someone who is worthy of abundance. You just have to tell yourself you're worthy of abundance, and then you just have to believe it. That's it. That's it entirely. And I can assure you that money never, ever, ever goes where it's needed. It goes where it's wanted and desired. If it went where it's needed, there would be no poor people. There would be no hungry people in the streets. It goes where it's wanted. That's why the rich get richer, because they want it, they desire it, and it comes to them. So when we're speaking spiritually about money, it's just an energetic exchange. Money's just energy. And if you embody the energy of someone who has it, then it will keep coming to you. But it's, you know, when I would never, ever, ever try to manifest money by saying, I need to pay the water bill. And no, I'd say, I want money so that I can go on a fancy vacation and have the time of my life. That's exciting. Money gets really excited about that kind of thing. And then the money appears. Anytime I've ever wanted money for something, like I'm like, okay, I want to do, you know, this thing and it's $500. I'll just say, okay, I'm manifesting $500 and it's going to go towards that. So now I've committed the money to something fun, but then I've also been very specific about it. I've literally called it in. So you don't need to be a whole different person. You don't need to, release everything about you. But there may just be some limiting beliefs that, you know, what's coming in right now, there's somebody watching saying, my time has come and gone. There's nothing left for me. There's no other options for me, and which is false. You know, just tell yourself a different story and you'll be fine. And this is a great card. This is a Scorpio energy. So it's spicy, it's fiery, but it's definitely, you don't need to turn your life upside down. You don't need to necessarily completely end a chapter of your life in order to start a new chapter. They can blur together. It's okay. It's totally fine. You just have to make the decision that you are going to move in different energy in a different direction. That's it. It was a very long explanation for that. So what actions can you take to attract financial abundance into your life? You just have to kind of master your emotions. Your thoughts are created by your emotions are created by your thoughts. So get your head straight and like I said, tell yourself that you are someone who's worthy of this. You are worthy of the life you desire, and get your emotions wrapped around that, because our kings are always just about mastery, emotional mastery. So if you're in the depths of despair over finances, you got to get yourself good before you're going to be able to move forward in mastery, right? So that you've got to get yourself into a place, like rich people don't cry over money. So there's no reason you need to either. Okay, I know it's hard. I know it's stressful. I get it. But at the same time, when you embody the energy of somebody who is rich, the money tends to come pretty easy. It really does. When I was young, I used to, you know, wear my nicest outfits and my best jewelry and go sit in the posh, fancy bars down in Toronto and drink, you know, I'd spend like my last few dollars on a glass of Prosecco and sit there just in the energy of wealth. And it worked. And it worked. So, you know, think about that. Think about that sort of thing. What do rich people do? Do that. How do they look while they do it? Do your best to look like that. And I mean, you have to have plastic surgery or change yourself. But, you know, if wearing a certain outfit makes you feel rich, then do that and be in that energy and embody that. So, you know, the actions you need to take, mastering yourself, getting out of your emotions, and perhaps into a more logical place when it comes to finances and money and attraction and abundance and all of that. And see, you know, where you can just start being really, I want to say ruthless, but mechanical almost. Like, you know, how can you not be emotionally entangled with your money, and that you can do things like everybody wants the sexy jobs, the attractive jobs, but do you know the most successful profit margin companies are parking lots and storage units? That's not sexy, and you really don't have to do very much, but they make a lot of money, and it's passive. It's very passive income. So just something like that, okay? Stop thinking emotionally, stop being emotional about your money, and really think logically. All right, how can we conquer this? How can we do this? All right, that's a great card to come out. So what is the universe trying to teach you about abundance and financial prosperity? Everything in balance, my friends. You want to keep everything in harmony. What comes in goes out. What goes out comes in. So if you spend $10 on something extra this week, then maybe next week you have to save $10. You have to sacrifice something next week. And it could be something as simple as a sandwich, okay? Make lunch at home. So when we're talking about, you know, balance and harmony and things like that, you just want to keep your money in check, right? Like the universe is trying to teach you financial balance, so that you can be in flow. Like, see, even like she's even in flow here, like, you know, in and out and in and out. The money's going this way and this way and this way and this way. We never want money to be stagnant. We never want money to be hoarded. We want money to have a job, and we want it to have a purpose. That's what money likes, because again, money is simply energy. It's nothing more than that. And so when you give it a job and it's got something fun to do, it's really excited about that, and it'll probably come back for more. And don't forget that when you're paying for things, to, you know, thank the universe for the money to pay for it. And then feel free to say, thank you, thank you, thank you for the money that I'm spending today that will come back to me tenfold. And see what happens. You just never know. I always say that when I'm like tapping my card or handing over cash at the cash desk of the grocery store or wherever. And I just, in my mind, I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. This money's coming back to me tenfold. And it usually does. It usually does. And so we want to just make sure that we're not trying to force things. There's very much a flow energy here. Just be with the flow, look for opportunities. Don't get too hung up on what that looks like. It's okay to take the high-paying, unsexy job. We don't all have to be influencers showing off our jobs. So, and don't spend money on overconsumption. That's another one. If you are wondering where your money went, just go look at TikTok and what all these people spend their money on, and then look around your house and see where did you spend all that same money on things that you could have bought in bulk for a lower cost per item, or shared with somebody else, like split something. You know, when you go to Costco, do I need the $100 box of whatever? No, but maybe like my friend does, or my neighbor does, or somebody else I know does, and we'll just split it and split the cost. Do you see what I'm saying? It's good to get creative. It's good to come up with different ways of finding money, attracting money, and calling it in. Whew, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me grow the channel. And I know you're so sick of hearing it, because every content creator says it, but just so that you know, usually about 75% of the people who watch our videos over and over and over and keep coming back never subscribe. And if you really like a channel and you want to help them, you want to give back to them a little bit, subscribe, click the like button, maybe even click share, tag your friends, anything like that. Leave a comment, let me know you were here, and as ever, have a magical day.